Good afternoon. How are y'all doing today? We're back. Back at it. Hello, Network Bib. How are you doing? Having yourself a stellar Wednesday? Oh, goodness. I actually unplugged my headphones. I do that every so often. Oh, don't. There we go. You have a physics test coming, and oh, goodness. Why did my microphone just blow up? One second, I have to talk really quiet. Let's see. Is that better? Is that better? Yeah, there you go. Huh, I don't know what I did, but something completely peaked my microphone. Hello, the Flipper87. How are you doing? Network Bib, you better get to studying, man. I mean, there's no there's no way around it, right? Like that's the only way to fix it is to study. Hopefully you do well though. Oh goodness. All right. Well, today we're writing tests. So if writing tests is not for you, I understand. I'm pretty good today. How are you doing, man? I'm doing great, Flipper. Yeah, I'm doing the best, man. Let's see. I'm healthy. My kids are healthy. My wife's healthy. We got food in the pantry. We got hot running water. I got a job. There's not much more. There's not really anything to complain about, you know. And now I'm taking my lunch break and I'm drinking some coffee. I'm writing some code and I'm chatting with you guys. So can't go wrong. Let's see. I need to npx live server, and then we are gonna do .NET test source, and then we're just basically the way. This is not the right way you should do it. You should write tests first, not after the fact. Oh shoot, that's a. Oh, I should tell you. So last night, okay, the error that you just saw, .NET test, .NET test source. So this error that you just saw is actually caused by a new feature that's being introduced to the .NET runtime. And specifically, it was introduced by a new feature that was added to Visual Studio Code, where essentially they're going to support, in the new version of .NET, they're going to support the ability to just run a file. You know how like in Node you can do node index.ts or JS and just run the file? Well, that's not something you can do today in C#, but in .NET 10 they're going to try to introduce it where you can say .NET run index.cs and you can execute the file. They're calling it file-based programs. And so last night I was running into that error that you just saw, because last night I was working in Visual Studio Code, and it turns out, let me go to my profile here. It turns out it's not really a bug, I guess you could call it a bug. Let me see if I can find it. So this is the feature I'm talking about. This is the feature. But there was a bug that I logged last night. I went down like this rabbit hole. This is why I'm sharing this, because I went down this like rabbit hole of trying to figure out like why this was happening and who did, where did it come from. And I was actually able to narrow it down to a feature or a release. I guess it was a pre-release version of a VS Code extension that had enabled a new option for the extension. And so I actually submitted a PR request to fix it, but turns out they already had it. They already had it fixed, so it was kind of a waste. But it was fun. It's one of those things where it's like I didn't set out to work on this last night, but I kind of fell down a rabbit hole, and it was fun. It's fun sometimes when you fall down a rabbit hole like that. So to fix this, I need to clean up some things. I think I need to clean them up in here. Yeah, these. I need to delete these artifacts. So now if I go back over here, I should be able now to say .NET test source. And we should be good, up and running. What's up, Pablo? How are you? Network Bib, I'm saving money for the exoskeleton project, and it's probably coming around 500 euro. Is that what that sounds like a lot of money, man. Wrong at on Discord. LOL. Oh, did I really mess up that post? I said at Stephen Freeborn. I should have said hold on, let me try that again. Also, if you're new here and you're not in our Discord, you should join our Discord. Type !Discord in the chat. There we go. Okay. There we go. We fixed that. Thanks for pointing that out, Pablo. I appreciate you. Panara Studios. What are you coding? Panara, I've been working on a Discord bot, but what I'm doing right now is I'm working on writing tests for my Discord bot. So that's what I'm doing. Because writing tests is important. I know not everybody agrees, but it is. See you later, Network Bib. Good luck on your test, man. Tontai win. Why C#? Because C# baller. What else would you write it in? TypeScript? I mean, that's fine too. I mean, C# is great. Like, if you've never worked in C#, you've never tried it, you should go try it. Like, if you love TypeScript, I think you'll love C#. I know people have a whole, like, anti-Microsoft thing in the dev community, but I think the language is pretty awesome. Okay, so the way I'm figuring out what tests I need to write is I basically have a tool that I run that's called it's called Report Generator. So if you're familiar, like in the JavaScript world, right, this is like Istanbul, or what's the other one? Is it NYC? Yeah, NYC. Well, NYC is the Istanbul command line, isn't it? There's another one though, I think, but I can't remember what it is. But it's just a coverage tool. And so then what I do is I go through and I look for places where there's not 100% coverage, and then I write the test to get it to 100% coverage. That's basically, I mean, obviously I make judgment calls sometimes, and I say like, no, I don't need to write a test to cover that, but that's basically the exercise I go through. Hello, Voldy. I'm watching the footy with a mate of mine. What's the footy? I've never heard of that. The gaming parrot. I went from a chatting live stream to an IT technician. No, I'm not an IT technician. I am a software or no, I am a senior quality engineer. That's my professional title. And then on the internet, I play a developer, a web developer. Gaming parrot. Wait, you're a Discord admin? I have a Discord server. If you want to join it, you're welcome to join it. Football, Manchester United. I'm on Manchester. Oh, you're watching a football game. I didn't know that's what people referred to it. I didn't know people referred to it as footy. Is the game good? Is it competitive? Pablo said foot picks. Nice, Pablo. Nice. Hello, Byron. How are you, man? Good to see you. The gaming parrot. Something tells me you know how to hack Discord. Anyway, I'll join after stream. I do not know how to hack Discord. I'm not a hacker. Yeah, I mean, I know everywhere outside the U.S. people refer to soccer as football. I just didn't know that people referred to like football as footy, like as a way to refer to a football game or a football match. You know what's you know what's kind of you know what's kind of interesting about Vim motions is, to me, pressing the numbers. Like, for example, if I want to go from if I want to go from this line down to down 24 lines, to me the ergonomics of typing 24J don't quite feel, I don't know, the fact that I have to move my left or my right hand all the way up to the number row. Does anybody else have ergonomic thoughts about that? I don't know. It doesn't seem very... I don't know how else you would do it, but... Hello, Victor. How are you? Back after a long time. Yeah, I took the weekend pretty much off. Not intentionally. So Saturday, I just didn't stream. I didn't plan on streaming on Saturday. But then Sunday and Monday, we had really bad weather here in Kansas. We had like the potential tornadoes. So we hung out at my father-in-law's house most of those days. We actually spent the night there because they have a basement. And obviously my streaming setup is not over there. So that's where I've been. Kanuke in Zimbabwe, it's Bihora. Well, hello. I've never seen you be here before, but nice to have you here. I'm not sure what you're referring to. Pablo, I want to see you finish those tests ASAP. Yeah. It drags a little bit, doesn't it? I'm not a very speedy especially when I'm on stream. When I'm streaming, I talk way too much. This can be nullable. This is going to be a bool. This is going to complain because this, and that's going to complain, but I'm going to force it to accept a null value. And then here, I'm going to say true. 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 Like that. Then why are you upset? Cannot convert from... What are you talking about? Cannot convert from XUnit theory data to name of. That's why. There we go. Okay, let's see. Get this a run. Pablo, are you missing a number pad? Also, why do you need to move your hand to reach the number line? Actually, that's a good question. Are my hands small? Also, hello, Jojo. I have no idea what you're talking about, Jojo, but thanks for stopping by the stream. Okay, let me try this again. So if I'm on the home row and I want to go to 18 up, I type 18J, or sorry, 18K. I guess I don't. I guess I just move my fingers, but I don't. I feel like when I reach for the number row, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I just need to practice it. I'm being nitpicky. I'm making an excuse. I'm making excuses for being bad at Vim motions. You're right, Pablo. I just need to extend my fingers. Get over it. Victor, no, me, dude. I came back after March. Oh, yeah. It's been a while since I've seen you as well. But I thought you meant it's been a while since you've seen me. So I hope you're doing well, regardless. And I'm glad to see you back. Lazim. Hello, Lazim. How are you doing? And Vernon Boy. Hello, Vernon Boy. How's it going? Vernon boy, can I ask you a question? You can ask me any questions. I may or may not answer them. I actually think that's gonna fail. Oh no, I guess I did. I feel like it should be null or white space. Also, I added a binding the other day for deleting buffers. Is it not working? Oh, it's DD, sorry. Yeah. Buffer. And then I can select the buffer and type DD, and it will get rid of that buffer. Vernoon boy, would you prefer gaining muscles or gain... I have no idea what the other thing you asked me. Pablo, I feel like I need to practice my typing if I want to use Vim motions. Yeah, I think there's probably a case for like dedicated practice for sure. Vernon, though, if I had to, I don't know why you're getting timed out, but if I had to answer your question, like, yeah, man, who doesn't want more muscles? Victor, I found this awesome website, helped me code really well, really engaging, especially for the ADHD. Victor, do you mind sharing what the website is? Because I'm sure we could all benefit from it. Main U, Call of Duty Mobile? No, I do not play Call of Duty Mobile. If I play Call of Duty, it's going to be on my Xbox. Just not a big mobile gamer. My wife plays a lot of mobile games. I just never picked up that habit. Dude is jacked once we're... I wouldn't consider myself jacked. But I mean, who wouldn't want to be like Chris Bum... What is it? Chris Bumstead, I think is his name. Now that dude's jacked. Henry, Jesus loves you. Henry, a lot's very kind, and he loves you too. That's very kind for you to stop in and drop a nice note like that. I wonder... There's got to be a way I can continually run my tests in .NET. Does anybody know? Let's see. .NET test. Or can I just use .NET Watch? .NET Watch test project? Oh, I've been down this rabbit hole before. There's purple links. Let's see. What does Scott Hanselman say? .NET watch test. Okay, let's try that. .NET watch test. I wonder if I need to be in my test directory. So let's go to source .NET watch test. But it only... Hold on. Did it run all my tests? Yeah, it did. It ran 24. Okay, cool. So now that's work. Okay. So now my report should just continually update. That's much more of a better experience. All right, so I need to add a test for identity data. Let's see, do I have a already no, I need to add one for identity. Not identity, identify. Identify Discord event tests.cs. Hey Sam, what's up, man? How are you doing? How's work? How's life? How's work? Oh, Dracula's here. Dracula, why is a raven like a writing desk? I don't know, Dracula. Why is it? Victor, science loves you. Science, yeah. I don't know if science actually cares. Science, I think, is much less caring than Jesus is. Dracula, because it can produce a few notes, though they are very flat, and it's never put up with the wrong end. I don't think I understand that joke. I think it just went like right over my head. So it's probably not, you're not the problem. It's probably me. Chiton, hey bro, you are doing a Discord bot. I'm learning React for my Java backend role. That's awesome, dude. That's interesting though. You have a Java backend role, but you're learning React. Is that because they're gonna have you start doing some front end work too? Sam, work is busy. Work is good, very busy. Oh, that's good. Started learning Golang so I can help out in the back end. You used it? Oh, very cool, man. That's awesome. I have done a little bit of Golang. So there's a repo on my GitHub. Actually, Stefan, if you guys know who Stefan is, he's in our Discord. Excuse me. He actually got me started learning Go, and I started going through the Go tutorials. And I have a repo where I've been putting that work. Yeah, web in Go. So I've done a little bit, but I haven't written or built anything substantial. What do I think of it so far? What I think of Go so far is that it seems dead simple. It seems like they try to keep things simple, like the approach to the language and how they do things. They try to do things in a very simple way. They seem to not have like 1,001 ways to do things. Seems like there's like the way, and that's the way you do it, which I think is pretty good. The one thing that I like but kind of don't like in the Go world is how they deal with errors. So obviously in C# you primarily use exceptions for control flow, and in Go, they basically, errors are kind of treated as like, I don't know if I should say first class citizens, but basically it's more of like a result pattern where when you do some sort of operation, that operation can fail or it can succeed. Like if we look at, and you may already know this, Sam. I'm not trying to like explain Go to you because I don't know Go that well, but like it seems like almost every operation can do something like this, where it's like you've got the thing that you wanted, and then you've got a thing if something went wrong, and then after every operation you have to check if something went wrong and then deal with that something. Um, and I think that's good because I think as a developer it forces you to write more resilient code and it forces you to think about the sad pass. However, it does add a lot of noise to your code. Like there's a lot of noise because you're always like doing some work, checking for an error, doing some work, checking for an error. I'm guessing maybe in the Go world there's like patterns to make it not so noisy, but that's, you know, I haven't gotten far enough to to learn what those are. Um, but I would love to hear, Sam, as you continue to learn it, I would love to hear what you think of it. Chiton, Java plus React is very much needed in India. It's an asset in India. Learning React in YouTube just like you, but a bit of a mentorship version. Well, that's awesome, dude. Very cool. I thought you meant you were learning React like for your job. But if you're just learning React so that you can increase your skill set, I think that's wonderful, man. That's awesome. I like React. I think React. The one thing I prefer about Vue over React is the way Vue handles dependency injection. They have this whole like provide and inject construct, which to me is much more ergonomic from a developer experience than React's context API. I mean, I know there's other state management tools, you know, but yeah, that's my only thing. That's the only thing I can think like I kind of prefer Vue over React. Although there are times when I'm writing Vue, and I think, man, I wish I was in React because I could just like create a separate function within the same file, and now it's its own little small component. And yeah, so there's some things, like each framework, right, has its goods and bads. Tan Moy, hey, how are you doing? I have a question. Which programming language should I start to learn? Tan Moy, if you type, and I'll do it for you, if you type learn to code, oh god, I misspelled it. Learn to code. Nightbot will give you a link to a website called freecodecamp.org, and they will teach you web development mostly to begin with, and you'll primarily learn JavaScript. And I think JavaScript is a very good first programming language. I know some other people have thrown out like Python as a good first programming language, but I still think JavaScript is good. And the reason why I think JavaScript is good is because it's friendly. It's not statically typed. It's interpreted. It runs in the client and it runs on the server. And so once you know it, you can pretty much do and build whatever you want with it. That's why I always think people should start there. Sam, yes, the error thing is something to think about. Yeah, it's just I mean, it's not bad. Like I even have in C# applications, like in my own C# applications, I've actually implemented like a results pattern like that. Actually, in the Anthropic SDK that I build or maintain, I have a result class in here. Let's see, Anthropic result, to basically do exactly that thing that Go does, where it's like this operation could fail or it could succeed, and I want to force the caller to deal with that fact. So I definitely think there's like a time and place for using that pattern. It's the one thing I noticed when I was writing that Go code, where I was like, you know what, this is getting kind of noisy. What's up, dog man? How are you? Sam, React is super simple to get into. Yeah, I think if you know JavaScript, going into React, right? It feels like I think the opposite though is not necessarily true. If you start learning React and you don't know JavaScript, I feel like React can feel a little mysterious and mystical. But if you go the other way, it's a little easier, in my opinion. Nuke plays. I started with C and C++ for my computer science engineering degree in India. Yeah, it seems like that's a common theme for CS majors, like some sort of what I want to call some sort of static typed compiled non-GC language. Seems like it's pretty common in the academic world. Although I will say, I took computer programming 1 and computer programming 2 as electives at the college I went to. I wasn't a CS major, I was a biochemistry major, but both of those courses were taught using C#, if I remember right. Pretty sure it was C#. Chiton, well, I don't know about Vue, but dependency injection, RM stuff, I use Spring Boot for it. But JS, man, it never gets old, never takes rest, always gives new flavors again and again. Yeah. Well, I mean, it sounds like the Java ecosystem is preparing for some pretty big stuff, right? There's what's that? There's like a secret code project, right? That's happening for Java. Java project, new version. I forget what it's called. Let's see, upcoming Java language features. Yeah, I can't remember for that. I watched a YouTube video on it, but it sounds like there's some big project that's being done to either like rewrite the JVM or change how the JVM works or something. So it sounds like if you're in the Java world, you might be getting ready for a whole new thing. And I think I also saw like in the in the next version of the JDK that they're going to do top level statements like in C# where you don't need the whole like public static void main string array args. So that's kind of cool. See you, dogman. Have a good day. Sam, I recently swapped out my NeoVim for VS Code after around 18 months in NeoVim. My VS Code is all sexy and riced with Vim bindings. Not sure if I will go back to NeoVim. Sam, I totally get that feeling. I have been working kind of back and forth, and every time I work in VS Code, I've been taking some time to set up key bindings for VS Code that emulate the key bindings that I'm using in NeoVim. Like right now, I have a key binding in NeoVim that's leader EA to show me all the errors. And I just last night set up Visual Studio Code to where I can have a document. Let me open something recent. We'll open the same project. So I actually set up a similar keybind that's leader EA here, and that opens the problems tab. And I guess I should also probably toggle it. But yeah, I feel you, Sam. I've kind of been leaning towards like, man, there's some things about VS Code that are just really, really nice. And you don't have to fight with any kind of configs, and yeah, I totally understand, dude. I totally understand. I do think I'll never give up the Vim motions thing, though, right? So if VS Code didn't have Vim motions, I probably would stick with NeoVim for the foreseeable future and only use VS Code or Visual Studio Code or Rider whenever I needed like specific feature set that I could only get in those IDEs. But As long as there's ability to do like a keyboard focused workflow, like there's a potential that you may see me not necessarily, it's not necessarily like walking away from NeoVim, it's more of just not using it all the time, you know. The goat. Hello, the goat. Are you really the goat, though? I mean, and what are you the goat at? That's the question. Chiton, the new project of Java is Panama, Valhalla, and Babylon, which are used to develop ML, DL stuff and provide security. And I think it's Project Valhalla is the one that I watched the YouTube video on. Hello, Butterscotch. How are you? Michael, dreams are pointless. They take money. Pointless lives. Well, Michael, what's going on? What's going on with you, man? That's you're having yourself a bad day or something. Critters, is this a self bot? What are you talking about? Self bot. It's a Discord bot, but it's only going to be installed in my. It's a private guild bot, so it's just going to be installed in my Discord server. Sam, check out Television. It's basically Telescope inside VS Code. Yeah, the motions are never leaving me now. Yeah, that's how I feel. Actually, okay, so I'm super interested now. So Telescope, okay. Let's see if I can. No, Television. Television. A cross-platform, fast, extensible. Fuzzy Finder 2. It lets you quickly search through any kind of data source, files, Git, repositories, Docker images, you name it, using a fuzzy. Well, that looks pretty cool. So does it, Sam, does it replace the normal Control P, I guess? The normal Control Shift F, toggle text finder, toggle file finder. Okay, I'm going to install it. Should I trust him? Do I trust? This is published by, this is the first time. Yeah, we'll trust him. It's fine. If something bad happens, I'm going to blame Sam. Butterscotch, I've customized my VS Code like my NeoVim config to the point I can't even recognize that it is a same shitty code editor. Dude, I don't think VS Code is a shitty code editor. Like, VS Code is a great fucking product. Alright, let's see how this works now. Do I need to restart? I guess I probably need to restart my extensions. I probably should update them too. Sam, you can make it do it. I have it as leader SF for files and leader SG for grep. Search files, search grep. I like that. I might map it to so that it's similar, because one of the things I do want to try to, because I am bouncing back and forth between like NeoVim and VS Code, is I do want to try to make the keybinds in each place as close as they can be to one another. That way I'm not like fumbling over my fingers every time I want to use one or the other. Okay, so let's see this. Control, I think they said the default was Control P, right? Oh, oops, I gotta get out of the terminal. Control P. Command toggle, television toggle file finder not found. The television binary doesn't seem to be available. Try installing it. Oh, you have to install a binary? Was that in the extension doc? Did I just overlook that? Oh yeah, it is right here. The requirements. The extension requires television to be installed and available on your path. Okay. Well. Okay, we're getting sidetracked, but I don't care. Side quests are fun. And what is the point of this if not to have fun? Crits, also, why not use Python for WebSockets and API interaction? I don't feel the speed is required. Critters, it's because I guess first and foremost it's because I like C#, and then second of all, it's because I didn't want to use an existing client SDK. I wanted to implement all of that connection and connection management logic myself, just for fun, for learning, for experience. So I actually went through and if you go to their gateway documentation, they have a really nice diagram in here that kind of explains the life cycle of the connection when you're using their gateway API. And so I just re-implemented this myself for fun. That's why. Also, Python, it's not that Butterscotch says Python sucks. It's not that Python sucks. It's just it's not been my cup of tea. Like, I know how to write Python, but like, I don't reach for it, right? Like, if I have a choice, I will write Python if I don't have a choice. But if I have a choice, then I'm going to probably pick something else. Chiton, Steven, what does Trump want? Living in Kansas, and after 100 days, what's your take on him? He wants a third term. The third term thing is crazy. I did not vote for Donald Trump, so that kind of tells you all you need to know about, I guess, my take on him is I did not vote for him. I think the stuff with the tariffs is ridiculous. I think it's a bad idea. Yeah, I just, but obviously the rest of America did not think, or the majority of America did not agree with me. So we are seeing what a second Trump presidency looks like. Oh, Sam was already ahead of me. He was like, hey, you need to install this binary. Thanks, Sam. I appreciate you. Sam. Oh, no, dude, don't even apologize. That's the fun, right? It's like, you guys always, like, Sam, you taught me. Well, I think, Sam, you are the ones that, you're the one who pointed me towards, well, I mean, you pointed me towards television. I think you pointed me towards something else. Butterscotch helped me with, wasn't it Butterscotch, was it you or was it Pablo that told me about Zoxide? I think it was Butterscotch that told me about Zoxide. That's been a game changer in my terminal workflow. So, like, I mean, I can be super productive on this stuff tonight after the kids go to bed. But while I'm streaming, I really enjoy interacting with you guys because y'all are smart and know things I don't. Kevin, I heal you right now in the name of Jesus. Well, Kevin, that's very kind. To my knowledge, I don't believe I have any illnesses, but if I do, I hope that I'm now healed. So thank you, Kevin. Very kind of you. Butterscotch, I don't like dynamically typed languages. Having types is a superpower. Yeah, I think there are definitely times where dynamic typing can be really, I think that's why I like TypeScript so much, because I think TypeScript strikes that really nice balance between you can do statically typed things, you can have really nice dev experience, but at the same time, when you need an escape valve or you need a release valve and you want to do something that's a little bit more dynamic, you have that available to you. I think if I had to pick dynamic for static, I would definitely pick static because of the developer experience static types provide. But yeah, I see the benefit to both. Stefan, I challenge you to write this next test in edit. Okay, well, first we're going to take a look at television. Let's see if we can get this to work. Control P. Maybe not. Maybe I need to restart VS Code entirely. Television. Is this like a binary? Okay, so what's the command line? It's a usage. How do I check to see? Oops. Show TV in action then. Yeah, that's the so far I haven't had any luck getting it to work. Yeah, it still says it's not. Oh, I bet I need to add it to the path, huh? Did it not modify my path? Oh no, it's there. Oh, that's fast. That's super fast. Control Z. Well, let's see. TV -- version. Okay, so it's there. Tontai, we don't write code, AI write code, we fix the code. Well, I mean, I guess that's one way we might work in the future. Oh, I'm still in the testing profile. I don't want to be in the testing profile. All right, let's try to install it again. What the heck? Okay, so it seems like it can find the binary now, but it says toggle file finder not found. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Yeah, maybe it's just not in my path. Let's see, edit environment variables for your account. No, it's on my path. Okay, well. Like maybe I didn't close Visual Studio all the way. I don't know. Or Visual Studio Code. I don't know. I don't know why it's not working. It looks cool as heck in the terminal though. Let's see. Yeah, this looks cool in the terminal. Steve's bot TV. Yeah, that's cool. I just need to make it work in VS Code now. Let's see. I missed some chat messages here. Trying to make Steven more masculine. Escape to exit it. Oh, okay, fair enough. Fair enough. It can be nicely integrated into VS Code to give the illusion of NeoVim. Stefan, why not use NeoVim? Well, Stefan, we were actually talking about like how like some of us, or at least me and Sam, were saying that like we could. I think Sam already made the switch to VS Code, but like I was saying that I could definitely see the appeal of just going back to VS Code with Vim motions. Sam, try command palette to launch it. Okay. You guys are going to help me debug this, huh? Victor, the overall GUI VS Code is more usable. I can totally see that, Victor. It definitely. I'm a VS Code fanboy. I think I'm actually a bigger fan of like the people behind building VS Code than I am even of VS Code itself. After watching the TypeScript documentary, they kind of interviewed a bunch of the VS Code team, and I was like, man, I really like these guys. I would love to see like a VS Code documentary. I think that'd be cool. Noku, dang, debugging, Steven? I'm just writing tests is what I'm doing. Oh, you're probably talking about debugging TV. Yes, we are trying to figure out why TV is not working. Arkin said hi. Arkin, how much late to the party? You're not that late. You're just 57 minutes late. I would like to go for longer than an hour, but you know, work and all that. Got to pay the bills. All right, so there it is. Is this what I should be seeing? Oh, that's interesting. So basically what it does is it opens a terminal in the editor. Interesting. Okay, so then if I type Discord opcode enter. Interesting. I don't know though if that is I don't know if that's a better experience though than the default file search in VS Code. Yes, it's actually running. It's running the binary in a terminal in the editor. Interesting. Okay, let's try Control Shift Find. So this is gonna grep for mock. I do like the preview. The preview is nice. Can I move to the preview? That's not gonna do. Cancel. Can I somehow navigate to the preview? Also, the other thing I noticed is I can't use Vim motions in here, can I? Huh. That's interesting. I don't know how I'm gonna. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it, Sam. I'm like, I like it, but but at the same time, I just want to disable it really quick to compare it to the default. But the default file search is just Control P, right? And then the basically the equivalent to the grep or the searching all the text is Control Shift F, right? This is the default. I think it would be nice to have a preview, though. I do like the preview functionality. You know, because like in VS Code, you can't... If I do Control P, or no, yeah, Control P, like I can't... it would be nice if I could see these files previewed as I hover over them. We'll see. I'll play with it and see if it remains. I do like just having it in the terminal. Having it in the terminal though is pretty baller. Noku, have fun. Yeah. Cad D. Rashid, how many it took you to learn web development? It probably took me, like, I've described this with a graph before. Let me see if I can find that graph. I think I still have it. It's a pretty ugly graph, but let's see. So yeah, so learning to code for me looked a lot like this, where if the x-axis is time spent coding and the y-axis is ability to do things with code, it had very much a J curve for me, where, you know, at 3 months I was learning a lot, but I didn't feel confident I could do a lot. At 6 months, that was increasing, and then once I hit like the year mark, my confidence or my ability for somebody to say, "Hey, I have a problem. I need you to implement a solution," really exploded, right? And so that's like a year of very concentrated, dedicated, applied practice. Like by 3 months, you probably can do some stuff, right? You can like work on a website, build components, like depending on what you're learning. But like the ability for someone to give you a complete requirements document or a complete feature and you just to be able to take it and run with it, that to me felt like it was kind of around that like 1 year mark when things really took off in terms of my confidence or my abilities. So yeah, this is my graph that describes my journey learning to code. At 3 months, I still felt like a noob. At 6 months, I still felt kind of like a noob, a little less like a noob. But at a year, I noticed a big difference in the level of confidence I had in my abilities. Jesse, are you vibe coding or raw? Definitely not vibe coding. Yeah, I tried the vibe coding thing and didn't really stick with me. Sam, it's got its own config file. Okay, I might have to look at that. I might have to maybe read through its docs. I see it's got like different key bindings. Default key bindings are as follows: arrow up, arrow down to navigate the list of entries. Control R to toggle remote control mode. Interesting. Oh, there's a help panel actually in there. Yeah, I just need to work with it more. But Sam, I do really appreciate you sharing that with me. Television, everybody, you guys should go check it out. Television. I'm gonna put the link in the chat there. Television. Give it a try. Dark Lord Voldemort. Oh no. Chinese cannabis hacked the planet. Butterscotch. You can literally use the default file picker and use @ to jump to any symbol. Oh, that's cool. I did not know that. Butterscotch, you teach me again. Me always learn lots on stream. Tantai, let AI coder. Yeah, I don't know, man. To me, the fun part is the coding. It's like the problem solving through code. That's the fun part. So I don't mind having Copilot help me, like save me time, make me faster, but I definitely don't want the AI to replace me. Cab D Rashid, what's the best way to learn full stack web development? If you could start over, yeah. If I could start over, I would go to Free Code Camp. What Sam said. So if you type learn to code, you'll get a link to Free Code Camp. That's where I would start. That's not where I would stop though, because Butterscotch brings up a really good point. Is like once you start, right? I think when you start having a curriculum that you can follow is really helpful. Because if you just go online and you just Google learn to code, it's so overwhelming. Like horribly overwhelming. Where do I start? What language? What area? So I think it very much helps to have a curriculum, have someone kind of walk you through. But then at the end of that, once you've gone through that process, you can't stop. At that point, I think, or during that process, as early as you feel comfortable, you need to kind of do what Butterscotch said. And you need to start building projects, and preferably projects where you understand the problem or you understand the pain point, and then you come up with a solution and you implement that solution with your new skills. I think those are the two things I would do. And Sam also has another good resource he mentioned in the chat. The Odin project is also great. And I haven't done all the Odin project. I do intend to finish it at some point. But right now, the last project I did for the Odin project was... Let's see. I did the to-do list app. That's the last like module or whatever in the Odin project that I've completed. But at some point, I'll go back and finish it all, because it's definitely a great resource. I actually think they did a big rewrite of their curriculum, I'm pretty sure, recently. Arkin, why you all don't recommend books? I mean, if that's your thing, right? Like if you learn really well from reading books, then do that. It's just my experience was that in order to learn to code, I needed to do. Like I could read it and I could hear somebody tell me about it, but it was a completely different thing to actually like build it and write it and debug it and step through it. Like recursion, for example. Somebody can explain recursion to you 10 different times, but until you write something that's recursive, set some breakpoints and debug it, right? Only then do you start to like build a mental model of a recursive call stack, right? And how that unwinds itself. So I feel like at the end of the day, what you're trying to learn is a physical skill, the ability to write code. And so you can read books, you can watch lectures, you can do all those things, but at some point the rubber meets the road. You have to actually build stuff. It's like if you want to learn to weld, or you want to be a plumber, or what, any of those trades, at some point you got to actually do the thing. Like Noku agrees. Yeah, Butterscotch is there with me. Yeah, Sam. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, agreed. Yeah, and what Sam says about documentation, you definitely need to be able to read, and you definitely need to be able to parse new information. But at some point, like, you need to have that ability of like, I have an idea, I have a problem, I have an idea of how I might fix it. I don't know all the answers, but I can start and I can sort of fill in the gaps as I need them. But yeah. All right. I just looked down and I'm at an hour and 9 minutes. So I actually need to end the stream. But I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. I will be back tomorrow. And yeah, until then, I hope you guys have a great Wednesday. And I'm going to try to plow through some more tests tonight, because I'd really like to get this Discord bot deployed, and I've promised myself that I will not deploy it until I've written my tests. So I'd like to get the test written, I'd like to get the Discord bot deployed, and then I'd like to move on to building something with Stripe's API. And I have an idea of what that's going to be, but yeah, I don't want to just force you guys to watch me write tests for hours on end. So see you, Noku. Bye, Arkin. Bye, Butterscotch. Oh, Arkin, that's totally okay. Totally get it. Books over tutorials or boot camps or whatever. Totally get it, man. Cabdi Rashid, would you recommend MDM curriculum for beginners? I would. I think MDM has some of the best reference docs. They have some good tutorials too, but they're definitely a very helpful place to learn. All right, guys, I'm really gonna go this time. Bye, y'all. See you guys. Bye. See you tomorrow. Bye.